Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with WorldWide. Willis, this podcast is brought to you by the LMG Podcast Network. And today, we know how reviews work around here. We know who we gonna bring on. We know how this goes. L, what's up, man?
Hey, another review, another episode.
Yes, sir. Patty Ice, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going back by popular demand. The people asked for him. The people's person, the voice of the voiceless, is here to have a true and fair review and let everybody know what the actual match ratings are. Because sometimes you guys get a little soft. Sometimes you guys be saying some stuff. So I'm here to set the record straight.
A little soft. I
A
mean, I
little
know
soft, okay.
I was gonna count how many punchlines you were gonna steal there, but um, okay. Yeah, so today we are reviewing Money in the Bank 2024. Just happened this past Saturday. And in Toronto, we're gonna rate each match, and then we're gonna have a fun little segment at the end to end us off. Um, all right, fellas, let's go ahead and hop right into it. The first match of the night was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had LA Knight versus Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre versus Andrade, Chad Gable, and Mello Don't Miss Carmelo Hayes. Um, I guess we can start. Pat, I'll have you start on this one. What'd you think?
I thought it was solid. It felt a little rushed. Like I felt like all their entrances took like 5, 10 minutes each, and then the match like felt rushed.
Okay.
Um, I feel like they could have done a little bit more. Um, we'll get into it a little later. Like the women's match, I felt like there was a lot more action, a little bit more of a story. Um, I was also expecting the Wyatt Six to have some kind of impact,
Hmm.
and they didn't. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of like you thought this person was gonna get it, and they got knocked off. It was just kind of like battle, 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 and then uh, Drew ultimately came away with the contract. So I mean, it was solid. I think it was just kind of
Hmm.
a tough thing because I think as soon as Drew got into it, everybody kind of had an idea of like that he was going to win it. Not that it was predictable, but it was like out of everybody in that match, he's probably the most main event ready.
Hmm.
So anybody else who got it, it was going to be a while before they did anything with it. Um, Thing is, you have Damian Priest as a champ and Cody, so it's mainly kind of who's going to go after Damian Priest, and there's only
Right.
two people there, Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, and usually the faces don't get that contract. So
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, it wasn't a ton of like false finishes or like, and I guess the crowd, usually there's a crowd favorite, like overwhelming. I don't feel like it was overwhelming. I feel like there was a few different people the crowd kind of wanted. With LA and Jay being in there, they're both crowd favorites, and they kind of obviously fed on that. But L, what'd you think?
I really like this match. And I think it was some of the spots were different.
Hmm.
Because I think I remember when we talked about this before, Willis, that like what else could you do? Or what else, new spots you can create out of this match? Because we've been doing this match for some years now. So it was a few things like Mello bouncing around on the
Yeah,
ropes and hitting people on the ladder. Um, the stuff with Andrade doing that leg drop.
yeah,
Then Chad Gable sitting here Germaning everybody.
yeah.
And
You
he
moving the
also
ladder.
German the ladder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a lot of spots that was like, new.
Hmm.
I do wish they would have gave uh more time to Andrade though. I feel like he only
Yeah.
had a couple of spots and we didn't really see him that much.
Hmm.
And also kind of the same thing with Drew. Drew did a couple things, he'll be gone. He do a couple things, he'll be gone. Well, they all kind of
Right,
did that, but it was more Andrade and Drew wasn't really in there like everybody else.
right.
like I kind of knew Drew was going to win this storyline reasons because it's kind of like Pat said, nobody's ready for that scene yet
Hmm.
because everything's kind of building towards SummerSlam right now.
Hmm.
Um, I did actually like the match though.
No, yeah, I'm in agreement. Like I really enjoyed it. It's not the greatest Money in the Bank I've ever seen, but it was enjoyable. Like it was fast paced. Like Pat said, it wasn't really like storyline based, but you kind of there was a storyline within the match that kind of was cool to follow as far as like the yeah versus the yeet
Mhm.
dynamic as far as
Yeah,
following okay Jay and LA are working, obviously they're going against each other but they're kind of working together in some instances, so that was cool to follow. But no, I agree, man. I think a lot of people were saying like I thought Andrade got a solid amount of time. Like I thought him, Mello, and Gable were kind of the foundation of the match. Like
yeah,
Mello and Andrade has really good spots, whether they were taking on the brunt end of it or if they were, making the play on it. I thought they both did really good. And yeah, a lot of people laid their body on the line for this one. And the yeah versus Yeet thing, that was a cool dynamic again. And yeah, like you guys said, it was kind of predictable, unfortunately. But we'll talk about the was this necessary to have Drew win it later. However, um, in this vacuum, I do think it was a good match. Uh, I do think they got outshined by the women. However, it's good that we had two good, matches. You know what I mean? That is sometimes isn't always the case.
yeah.
It's usually
Usually it's
one good one,
one,
and
right, one
yeah,
or the other.
yeah, it's usually one or the other. Spot fest, but not really. Doesn't feel like it should feel for Money in the Bank. And we kind of got a great example of that later on. We'll talk about the women's, but um, okay, yeah, good old Drew comes out the champ. Um,
I just want to add too, like before
yeah,
people come for me, like there were guys in that match that were main event level ready, and but there were SmackDown guys, so it didn't make sense for them to
right, yeah,
win it with Cody being the champ because one, we all know his reign's not going to come to an end. Two, they were faces because I'm pretty sure Andrade right now is a face, LA Knight's a face.
yep,
Mello, I feel like it's a tweener. I don't know if he's
yeah,
really like
yeah,
established which
I
one he
think he's
is.
trying to be a heel because of stuff
yeah,
that comes out his mouth lately.
yeah.
Yeah, so like
Dark one,
those guys, maybe other than Mello will be ready at some point, but like to be
mm-hmm.
right now ready, those are the only two guys on the SmackDown side, and it was like
Right,
you knew nobody was gonna do that with Cody because he's got his own little with the bloodline.
right. No, that is true. Like they kind of, um, they kind of made it kind of obvious, like you said, with the setup, with the who was the heels, who were the baby faces, and what brands they were on. Um, that's a good point. Um, Next we had Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the IC title. I-
You
I'll
go, you go first.
okay, all right. Like I tweeted yesterday, to me this,
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and share
yeah,
that tweet.
well, I tweeted yesterday. To me, this is the fakest IC title reign I've ever seen in my life. Like it is video game stuff. Like it's, you know what I mean? I just don't understand the thought behind it. I get it. You're trying to make Sammy look good. I mean, he's not from Toronto, so it kind of didn't make sense. But either way, we're in Canada. Okay, cool. I just feel like we're getting to a point to where he's beaten Gunther clean, he's beaten Gable clean, and he's now beaten Braun Breaker clean. And it's like, I don't. At some point, we have to start understanding reality, right? That's like beating Brock Lesnar clean, and you're like we knew back in the day, CM Punk wasn't going to beat Brock, or Daniel Bryan wasn't going to beat Brock. But the storytelling part of it, the squashing part of it, was great. That was cool. But we knew what the end was going to be. In this case, like, come on, dog. Like, one Haluga kick gonna beat Braun Breaker. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Braun was dominated most of that match too. It just, I don't know. To me, again, it's the fakest IC title reign I've ever seen. It's very hard to be invested in this if dudes who are certified killers are getting beat by Sami Zayn. I like Sami, but this ain't even prime Sami. This is kind of on the back end, on the back nine Sami. It just doesn't make sense to me. I do not get it at all. I think the title needs a new guy, and I don't know if it's only because the mid card is kind of weird right now, where there's a lot of heels. There isn't a ton of babyface mid carders, so I don't know if they're going with Sami for a while till they get more of them. But yeah, I'm confused.
But
Thoroughly
who?
confused. What do you mean?
Who's there?
I mean, they got some guys, right? Like, but
He
that's the
beat
thing.
them all.
I don't think it's baby. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Um, I mean, Ilya. I mean, didn't Sammy beat Ilya? I don't think so. Not yet. They haven't
No,
faced yet.
Jey Uso did.
Jey Uso did
Yeah,
clean.
Jey Uso
Yeah,
did.
Stupid.
I think I'd almost rather have Jey win the title.
Yeah, same. And I'm cool with that too. But
He's too over to have that belt though.
I'm cool with
Right
him
now.
having a belt. I'm cool with him having a belt because that buys you time. Because Gunther's gonna win at SummerSlam. So it like giving Jay a belt buys you time for this crowd to be like, he needs to be champ. You know, Jay's over, he needs to be champ. Okay, we gave him a title. We know he's not beating Gunther. Well, at least we don't think he is. I didn't think Sammy was beating Gunther. But I think that buys you some time. But yeah, I don't know. The match was good. I want to be clear, the match was good.
I was about to
However,
ask you that.
yeah, I enjoyed the match. However, when I saw the Haluga kick, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. He ain't about to kick out of this. And he didn't. And I'm just like, he's been murdering people literally on Raw every week, and he gets hit with one Haluga kick and he's down. All right. I guess.
Yeah, he done
Um,
murdered Ricochet to AEW.
yeah, like he's taking out plenty of dudes. Like even Adam Pierce at times. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't make sense. I don't know. Pat, what do you think?
All right, so I'm here to make it make sense. I'm here to make it make sense. They are giving and billing Sammy in that every time he gets in a match, because I like probably 98% of the wrestling world was like, all right, Braun Breaker, there's no way they're gonna have him lose the way they've been booking him. Like he's about to just snap Sammy in half. He's gonna be the new champion, right? And then Sammy wins. I'm like, okay. What I see that they're doing is they're booking Sammy in these 100%. Ain't no way he's gonna win. So that way, everybody's going into the pay-per-view like, oh yeah, this is the winner. This is the winner. Sammy comes out on top. It's to help, not to help, but it's that character they have him in, and that role they have him in is the babyface who is gonna defy all odds, and nobody knows how he's winning, but he's winning. Um, I think the Gunther win was similar because I'm pretty sure Gunther went to go hit a move, missed, and got caught with a haluva kick, right?
He got the brain
Two,
buster on the turnbuckle, and then that kind of started the whole.
then the haluva kicks, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Braun tries to go spear Sammy, hits the ring post, dazes him a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, haluva kick, boom, one, two, three. Now, at the end of the both matches, both men were sitting on the outside, looking up at the ring, like basically like it was a fluke. He just caught me at the right time. So it's just one of those that like, yes, he's beating them clean, but he's also not dominating them. And so it's that typical, like, it's like Cena semi used to do, although Cena would actually uh beat the guys. Like it makes sense when Cena would just dominate somebody. But it's that's what they're doing. It clearly doesn't make any logical sense,
Thank you.
but
That's the point.
but the way they're booking him and the way that his character is going, it makes sense in that and that nature. And like we stated, there's no other like babyface champion to be able to bail him out. I don't know why they haven't gone to Ilya yet. Maybe they're waiting Sammy to have a little run. Um, but I think at some point Braun's gonna take the title. Other than that, I mean, it was kind of it wasn't an awful match. It wasn't a, oh my God, I gotta rewatch it 5 times match.
Yeah, no,
But
it
it
wasn't
did,
one
I
of
mean,
those.
it did what it had to do. It told a story and it left people coming into tomorrow night. Like, I wonder what's gonna happen now.
Did it though? I
I
mean,
mean,
Like, who's next though? That's the thing
yeah,
I'm
who's
thinking
next?
about.
I
Who's
What's
mean,
Braun
next
gonna
after
do
this?
now?
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
not the edge of my
maybe.
seat though, but
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's not
I'm
edge to
not.
edge, but it's just like, okay, now what are they gonna do? Like, it just kind of keeps you guessing.
I,
Um,
I just don't get. I don't know, and maybe just the finish didn't do it for me. Maybe you could have accomplished the win with a
yeah,
little better finish.
yeah, you got to give him 2 or 3 because I think he used 3 on Gunther.
Yeah, he used three on there.
they
Yeah,
used to be on him.
and like,
I would have gone Haluva kick and then the blue thunder bomb and then all right, would have made sense.
yeah, I would have done Haluga kick out, Thunderbomb kick out, and then Blue Thunderbomb kick out, and then him catch him kind of out of nowhere with and then pin him because that at least makes Braun look like, all right, you really had no answer for me. You just kind of caught me slipping. Where this was more like, eh, I built up my finisher and I hit LX or whatever
I mean,
it is on 2K.
he kind of did catch him slipping because Braun went for the spear, hit the turnbuckle, dazed himself. So,
But that's not enough for him though.
Yeah, that's my. If it was Gable, okay, I can sort of
but
understand that.
the way they've been booking Braun is that he's coming off the rope and hitting this crazy speed that nobody's seen before and has this crazy power. So the speed and the power hitting the turnbuckle dazed him enough. It's like you gotta suspend reality a little bit and go
Man,
off
hey
of what they're
man,
telling you.
I'm the maybe I've seen this story before. The champ who ends up winning all his matches, even though he shouldn't. We've seen this 1,000 times.
Hmm.
The execution of this is what my problem is. The like, I don't know. I don't ever feel like, oh man, Sammy got a chance. Other than Gunther, like Sammy's not a little dude. He ain't a cruiserweight. Like I'm not like,
No,
you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh man, this dude might get murdered. Like when Dom went against Gunther, I was like, okay, he might really get hurt. Like
yeah.
he might get beat up. I don't know. I don't know. Elle, what do you think?
Kind of agree with. I don't agree with the whole underdog thing, especially that's the
Mhm.
way you got it
Right.
in the first place. To me, I understand what you're saying, Pat. Get it? Still don't like it.
Oh, I'm not saying I do either. I'm
Oh,
just
you're trying
telling
to
you guys.
explain? Hey, this is
Yes,
why they're doing.
telling yeah, I'm telling you guys and the people. I'm the voice of the voiceless here.
God, ain't nobody voiceless about this.
Yeah. Now the thing that I'm pretty sure me and you, Willis, talked about this is the whole thing with Sammy. Oh, I'll get beat up, beat up, beat up, beat up. Then I come out at the end.
Hmm.
This match really didn't have that
Yeah.
as much as the other title bouts he had. It was kind of a back and forth, or I'll counter this and you counter that, or I counter
Hmm.
this, almost like they've been kind of studying each other a
It was
little bit.
definitely more equal.
Yeah, it was more equal on this one. Now, if it was that whole, I got beat up by Braun Breaker, then I'd do that same ending that we saw,
Yeah.
last night. And I would be like, okay, come on now. We
Right.
can't do Braun Breaker. And also, what do y'all think about his new theme music?
I didn't mind it. People were on Twitter were like, "Oh, it's pretty good." I want him to. I actually like this one in NXT, with the basically Scott Steiner,
Yeah.
along, what I mean, sirens, and then or whatever it was. That, like, to me, that was fun. Like, and then have the little dogs in the background. I was cool with that.
It threw me
This,
off hearing the lyrics. Like I was
yeah,
okay with
like
the beat, then I started hearing the whispering lyrics. I was like, okay,
right,
what are we doing?
yeah, like this dude ain't Damian Priest. Like he's not a gothic. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a hard rock song. Like I just need something that slaps a little bit, makes you think a scary person is walking out. But theirs was like Judgment Day level song. I'm like, it's not really doesn't fit his character at all.
But I did like
But
the match though. I liked it better than the Chad Gable one with him and Sammy.
mm,
I did like that. I did like this Braun Breaker one because it was more of a back and forth.
yeah,
Because honestly, no offense to Chad Gable, it shouldn't be somebody getting overpowered like that in that match
yeah.
like that.
No, I agree.
I
Now
think
Braun,
it's a different type of match though. Like I think Gable and Sammy were more of the grappler on the mat submission. This one was just more Sammy trying not to die at the hands of Braun Breaker.
I can
Yeah,
see that. I can see that. But I did
yeah,
like the match though. It was okay. But this next
yeah.
one, we gotta figure this out. We can't
I'm
keep
here.
doing this.
Yeah, we can't. I'm wondering if I heard a rumor that like at SummerSlam it's gonna be like a 6 man or 4 man, you know, fatal 4 way or whatever, with like all the people he's beaten, other than Gunther, obviously, and just have them Ilya. Well, Ilya hasn't beaten, but Ilya in there, Braun Breaker, Andrade. You know what I mean? Have a few different people going for him, and then that way you could, have him lose the belt. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
I think that's the other thing too is they've built him up, and I don't think they want to necessarily pin him. So I
Yeah.
think he's gonna lose it in one of them multi-person ones where he doesn't have to eat the pin.
Also, I wonder if they need to switch it around with the mid card. Just somebody needs to be a babyface. Like we can't have all the IC title people. Like Ludwig Kaiser's probably gonna try and go for the title. You know what I mean? Like all of them are heels. You
Yeah.
know, and which I get it. Like Sammy's your main person, so having a bunch of heels is great. But you also got to have a person who also wants the belt. You know what I mean? Have a little balance there. But all right, the saddest part of the night, we had the person they called the GOAT. I think we all, with respect, know he isn't the GOAT.
No, he
However,
is.
see,
He's the greatest of all time. It's the
there's
greatest of
no
all.
way.
Don't disrespect him. If you're gonna lead this segment, you cannot disrespect him like this.
What do you mean?
Don't disrespect my guy.
There's no disrespect.
He carried this company through through multiple eras that people just shat on, that nobody likes.
I
But
wonder
he
why,
stepped up because nobody else was there. He had to carry it
When
coming off
everybody bounced, he was just him.
right because they came off of the Attitude Era where they could do whatever they want, and then they're like, we gotta go to PG, guys. And Cena was like, all right, we'll do PG. He carried it through the
bro. We
PG
gotta
era.
stop. We have to
We'll
stop.
we'll leave that until one of those ranking episodes.
He
Yeah, he gonna get
carried it.
lit up, boy. That
Y'all
that's
are
gonna be
y'all are
it's gonna
y'all
be
are
bad
wild.
for you,
No,
boy.
no, no.
I will
Y'all
say
are
that.
wild.
Honestly, I think my rating for Cena will be higher whenever that day
Watch.
comes.
Nah, he's gonna be lower than both Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart, and I'm gonna
Hell
stop
no,
getting on this podcast.
no.
And no, that's
Willis
what's gonna
might
happen.
not for me.
Willis is gonna give him like twos everywhere because
No, I
Willis doesn't
won't.
know. Nah, yeah, you will.
I
Yeah,
won't.
you
I
will.
literally
Stay
won't. I
tuned,
just
His
think
move
folks.
set go definitely gonna
Mark
be a
this.
two.
Mark this date. Mark this time. Whenever
no.
day and time you're listening to this episode right now, write
Moveset's
it
gonna get
down.
a bad score. I'm gonna be honest, and then
That's
his
what I
in-ring
It's
said.
gonna be
performance is gonna
worse
be
than
good.
it's no, no. It's gonna be worse than Hogan and Bret Hart.
No,
I
it's not.
guarantee you.
I
I
guarantee you,
guarantee
it's
you.
not.
Guarantee
I
you. Mark it.
already off the
Mark it.
top
Mark it now.
already
Mark it
know
now.
it's not. I can in my head already have numbers. I'm like, oh yeah, it's automatically gonna be higher than what, like a 50 something?
Nah,
Yeah, it's obviously gonna be higher than
nah, nah.
that.
I can already tell by the disrespect you're about to bring.
I mean, there's no disrespect.
It's
Come on, man.
very
Like
much
we
disrespectful.
gotta stop this. This ain't like they don't do this in NBA. They don't do this in any real sport. If we're trying to treat this like a sport, we don't just say this person's the GOAT because they showed up. They're the most recent person to show up. Like, don't do that.
Showed
Like,
up.
let's,
He's got 16 championships.
bro.
Come
They
on,
don't be
bro.
like when Ric
He
Flair shows
made
up. They
Edge
don't.
a main eventer. He made Edge a main eventer.
What are we doing, bro? You have any ways I could cut John Cena's resume? Like, come on, let's stop. All I'm
Get
saying
out of
is
my face.
no disrespect. I'm
No,
just
it's
saying
disrespect.
let's
It's already
stop doing the
anytime someone says no disrespect, it's full,
my point
it's
is
full disrespect.
the
Don't disrespect him like this.
heavy handedness of they're like Michael Cole, the greatest of all time. Even Triple H, greatest of all time. I'm like, bro, you have a better resume than him. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Like, what are you like? I just, hey, is he up there? Absolutely. But let's stop the heavy handedness of the greatest of all time just because he's going out the door. He doesn't need that. John Cena's better than that, than to be like, he's the greatest of all time all of a sudden. They didn't say that 3 years. They didn't say that in 2021. Nobody
Yeah,
said that.
they've been
No, I'm saying
saying that.
like, no, no, no. I'm saying on WWE television, they never said he was the GOAT until he came back in 2023. Then they start saying it every time
Yeah,
he came out. I'm like,
Michael Cole started saying
Mm,
that like a year
yeah.
ago.
I'm like, that's a concerted effort. Like, come on, man. You ain't got to
mm,
campaign me. All I'm
mm-mm,
saying is, hey,
mm-mm.
if you think he's your GOAT, that's great. But let's
He
not
is.
campaign
He
out
is the
here.
goat.
We
He,
are living in Roman Reigns era. Like, let's stop it. Like,
no,
come on now. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Cena's
don't
20 times better than Roman Reigns. Cena would eat Roman Reigns up on the microphone.
see,
You give me
Now,
prime John Cena against Roman Reigns, and you tell
bro.
Cena nothing is off limits. Go wherever you want, and you don't have to be in character. John Cena will literally
We've
eat
seen
Roman
this, Pat.
Reigns like a bowl of fruity pebbles.
Bro, you're wilding. You're
I'm not.
wilding. You're wilding. That's like saying give.
Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena would absolutely make Roman Reigns look like Dominic Mysterio on the mic.
No, you're
yeah.
tripping.
Okay,
You're
what
absolutely
Roman are
tripping.
we talking about? If we're
This
That's what
talking
I'm
current
saying.
about,
Like,
Roman. This current Roman.
bro,
nah.
this current Roman would eat him
You know how
alive.
many
What are you
times
talking
Cena
about?
punked Roman? Oh my God.
Yeah, that
Have
was
you not
back when
seen
he
that
was saying
promo?
The doctor of thugonomics,
succotash.
the doctor of thugonomics, John Cena, would absolutely eat Roman Reigns alive.
No, he wouldn't. This
Yes.
Roman Reigns, he has nothing to go. He
Nah.
literally has no holes in his game right now.
Uh,
That's literally it. Now, if you
Cena
say
will find
early
it.
on Roman, okay, I can't.
Cena will find
We
it.
literally saw it, so I can't argue against that. But we've literally seen John Cena come back and try to do that same thing against this version of Roman, and it didn't go well.
It's
So
just that character. Give him Doctor Thugonomics Cena.
that's like picking.
Don't be the cartoony, childish John.
Now
We
you're
want the like when he was talking shit about Rock, when he was referring to him as Dwayne. Like
honestly, if we're being all right, I don't even want to just do this because we're gonna do this later on. But I mean, most of the time that he's caught people on a mic has been either the person's washed or they're green. And so let's
mm-mm,
be honest here.
mm-mm,
Like, come on now.
not a chance.
Come on, man. Most times he gets people on the mic is because they're washed or they're green. The Rock
Nah,
was washed, and Roman had no business being the main event guy. But when he went
Cena
against CM
Cena's one of
Punk,
the greatest talkers.
nah, he didn't do that. When he went against Triple H, nah. Like, come on, man. His greatest promos are against people who are not on his
Nah,
level, which is cool.
nah,
You know
nah.
what I
That's
mean?
because there's
That's
not many
great.
people on his level on the mic.
On the mic, sure, absolutely.
He's
I
the
guarantee
goat.
you, in the
He's the
attitude era,
goat. He's the
in the
goat.
attitude
End
era,
of story. End of
he's
story.
opening the night.
Hey, can
He's
we
in the
go?
first match of the night
I
in the
gotta work in the
attitude era.
morning. Can we keep this going? You're
I'm
killing
just
me, bro.
saying. Anyways, John Cena retires. Not the GOAT, but John Cena retires. And he announced his retirement in 2025. He kind of weirdly announced it, saying this will be his last WrestleMania. And then in the press conference, he says, no, end of 2025 will be my last when I actually retire. That was kind of confusing, but he cleared it up.
Yeah, he definitely
Um,
cleared it up.
yeah. I guess Pat, what do you think about the retirement?
Um, it's tough. If he was a little more active, it'd be tougher. But um, we're at that point now where the guys that I, for the most part, grew up with are starting to all get to that point in their
Yeah.
careers. Uh, and now I know how, my brother, you guys felt when Shawn Michaels retired, when Triple H had to medically retire, Stone Cold, all those guys. This is a tough one. This is the first one of my era. Um, Not counting Edge. Um, So it's gonna be tough. I'm definitely gonna try to see him sometime before before he calls it quits.
Especially if you're doing what 30 or 40 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. What do you think?
I thought he was swerving us when he first said it, especially
Mm,
when coming off of AJ doing the same crap.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
thought I was like, no, I was like, wait a minute, no, you're being serious about this. And I was
yeah,
like, okay. Like I felt kind of sad. I was like, dang, kind of like Pat, like this is they all like childhood's about to go away a little bit. But I'm more excited about what this last one is going to be or who he's going to face
yeah.
now. Because you can
This is
come
a
back to
great.
Randy,
Yeah,
CM
yeah.
Punk,
Hmm.
even though people probably don't want to hear this, him and Rock can do this one more time.
Yeah. Well, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. Um, honestly, never mind. I was gonna say something crazy. Uh, keep going.
But it like I'm glad it doesn't stop at WrestleMania 41
Yeah,
because that's when he first said I was like, okay, this run's gonna be short. Then
right,
I'm glad he clarified it for the end of the next year.
right.
But good for him. Like he always kind of said that. Like
Yeah,
he
no,
don't
he's
have that
hinted
much
at it.
longer. He's been
Right.
saying that for the last year or so.
Yeah,
So after he said, I was like, well, you did say that, like vaguely.
yeah.
But
True.
we will be missed, honestly, no matter what people say,
Brandon.
about him.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep my feelings to myself. I don't want to hate. Wish the guy the best. Um, you know what I mean? I hope he, like you said, I hope we get CM Punk. I hope we get Randy. I hope we get Cody. I hope we get a few different things. You know what I mean? I hope they don't try to heavy hand shove, give him a 17 title reign. That'd be kind of weird.
I hope they
However,
do it, but I hope they do it right.
I don't know if there's a right way to do. At least with the current champions we have, I can't. Who knows? Things might change. Um, but yeah, I'll be honest. I can't. I left wrestling when John Cena was starting, and then I left. I came back to wrestling when John Cena was on a downturn. So I didn't really. The emotional part didn't hit me, but it does suck to see him leave. Like that. That obviously sucks.
No, you do a
Um,
party. As soon as he announced it, you
no,
make a
I
party
literally
plan.
was like, dang, because I'm one of those people. I started to appreciate John Cena in the last 2 3 years when he came back. The absence was obvious, was clear. Um, so yeah, wish him the best. You know what I mean? Hope he has a great run at the end. Gets to fight some good dudes. Hopefully, he goes against Gunther. That'd be cool to see.
Ooh.
But yeah, hopefully, get some good matchups here. And and I feel like especially last year, Cena gonna break out some stuff. We might get 2016 Cena. You know what I mean? Or
No,
something.
you don't. Well, I went 2016. I went 2006. John Cena.
I want
Yeah,
I want
2016.
I want Super
no,
Cena.
no, no. I want Doctor of Thugonomics Cena, where
It
he's
ain't
coming
gonna
out
hit
to
the
the
same.
ring, he's rapping, and he's calling everybody's favorite and punking him. Just love it.
Mm,
That's
So a
what I want.
better what's the name? Max Caster.
Oh, 100 times better.
I don't know. I don't know. It could be a little cringe. It's
He don't
gonna.
like doing it. He don't even like even talking about that.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, it didn't. I don't say it didn't age well. He didn't do anything. Well, he did a few things that, but they all did at that time. But yeah, we'll see. Best of luck
B-
to Cena. Can't wait till
Before
we do our WER
Yeah,
episode on
I'm
him
gonna
though.
see how much lower he is than the first two we've done.
but before you go to the next match, it
Mm-hmm.
was another like a commercial for another
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-view. Shout out to WWE getting to the culture
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
Bad
the
Blood.
last like year
Yeah,
when Cody and Metro
yeah.
in that commercial. As you
Mm-hmm.
see the difference between companies about somebody has Jim Jones and the other one has Metro.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
and using
Um,
their theme on top of that, and it says
yeah.
in Atlanta, so
Yep.
somebody's gonna pop up.
Oh yeah. That thing gonna be jumping. Like Jay Uso walk out there with Metro, they're gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
waiting on like Kendrick to pop up. Shoot, because they getting
right.
everybody.
Yeah, no, wouldn't be surprised to be
Because if
honest.
you got Travis Scott coming up there when they was in Houston some months
Yeah,
back, oh yeah, nobody's off limits.
yep, that's facts. Um, yeah, Bad Blood should be dope. I remember they used to have Bad Blood in the day, back in the day. Some great moments. And I just love that they're bringing back older ones. They need to bring back Armageddon. They need to bring back a few of them. You know what I mean?
I miss
Um,
Armageddon.
yeah, Armageddon used to be top tier. Um, all right, now we have the World Championship match. Damian Priest defending his title against Seth freaking Rollins. Um, this one was pretty good. Obviously, the finish was a little wonky, to say the least.
Which
However,
finished? The one that Priest was a little knocked out and didn't kick out.
I think, all right, let's talk about, we can just skip to right to that, right? I think Drew's music was late. The way I thought about it now, I'm like, I think Drew's music was supposed to play between 2 and 3 because Damien, there was no reason for Damien not to kick out, and for then them to go, oh, what is going on? What is going on? And then Drew's music hit randomly. It was like, I think Drew's was supposed to hit. And I honestly don't know if during a cash in, if the cash in person's music is hit during a pin. It usually hits, after the match is over or maybe before, but during a pin, that would have been cool. But yeah, timing was off or something was off.
Yeah,
But
because I remember watching it. It happened,
yeah,
and then Drew comes out. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's cashing in on Seth because like Damien had rolled out of the ring.
yeah,
Like, oh, okay. So Seth won, and Drew's cashing in on Seth. And then they're like, this is now a triple threat. I was like, what?
yeah. I hate that it overshadowed the cool little sequence they had because they had they both do the Falcon Arrow.
Mhm.
And so having the Falcon Arrow into a Falcon Arrow and then like a reverse, like that was dope.
That was
But
dope.
then, yeah, I was because when they did it, I was like, "Ooh, this is nice." And then they had the botch finish, botched pin. I was like, "Dang it, no one's gonna talk about this because this whole thing." But El, what'd you think of the match and I guess that moment and then the obvious cash in attempt?
I love the match. Like I miss Seth so much after
Yeah,
this match now, and Seth was cooking. He was
yeah,
doing stuff he haven't done since like after Shield days,
yeah,
like doing like a swan time off the road, and he did another move, and I was like, when you start doing that again,
yeah,
and just the back and forth between him and Damien before Drew came in, it was a nice. It didn't feel like, hey, this should be on Raw or SmackDown.
right, yeah,
It gave it like that, that big fight feel, as they say.
hmm,
Yeah, but like y'all said, that we all know that was supposed to be 3,
right,
but music kicked in. Now, at the end of this, with CM Punk coming out, this makes me think that WWE needs like a new slogan, kind of like how AEW has, where they say we're the best wrestle. Like
mm,
WWE needs to have like where the biggest haters wrestle. Because
yeah,
CM Punk is like the one of the biggest haters in wrestling. This dude
right,
done traveled so many places to screw him over.
yeah, all over
Doing
the
to
globe, really.
Scotland, Canada.
That's
Like
facts.
he gonna get his. Like, no,
Yeah,
he said like you'll never win a championship if I had to say anything about it. And he was like legit, like, no, this ain't happening.
right. Nah,
Uh,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I
like
honestly, I'm surprised. Like Pat said, I thought the men's ladder match was going to have a bunch of interferences, and I thought CM Punk was going to be one of them. Like I thought
I
CM
thought
Punk
he
was
was
going to,
gonna interfere with that one too.
yeah, like I thought he's going to prevent the Money in the Bank, like him even getting the briefcase. Um, but yeah, they decided to go with the in this match. Yeah, no, you're right. It was a good match. It was very good, and yeah, like Seth, man, anytime Seth's in the match, it's usually going to be at least good. You know what I mean? Even this older version of Seth. And I'm probably the minority. I prefer older Seth than younger Seth, just because younger Seth was like, I don't know, like on some, y'all know Nathan Frazier, like he
Yeah,
was on some like
he
flippity
was just
flippity,
everywhere.
yeah. Where now it's like everything means something. Every time he does a move, every time he does a cool move, it means something, or a spot or whatever. Um, but Pat, what'd you think?
I like the match. I guess not wish, but I was kind of hoping that before Drew cashed it in, Punk would ruin it and like mess it up,
Mm,
and that way you had that like would keep trying to cash in, and CM Punk wasn't going to let him do it.
yeah,
Um, I don't like, I didn't like how like I mean it was kind of obvious like you're gonna have Drew win and then cash in that same night, and then like obviously CM Punk's gonna do something to fuck with him, and it was just like immediately he got taken out. Like I would have rather that happen and then be like, oh no, he still has this cash in opportunity or whatever.
yeah, not officially cashing in. You mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like as he's coming down the ramp, CM Punk
yeah,
just comes and nails him.
Kind of
I
yeah,
mean,
like how they did Austin Theory like 3 or 4 times.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Or like I would have preferred that they let Drew cash in, get the title, um, and let's play the CM Punk injury more, and then at SummerSlam against Gunther, um, like CM Punk would cost Drew the title, or he would cost Drew the title the next night on Raw, or not the next night, but
mm,
Monday on Raw, and then it would Damian Priest win a rematch, and then you have Damian Priest against Gunther, and then Gunther can beat Damian for the title, which would be better than beating Drew, and then you have Drew Punk at SummerSlam.
yeah,
Um, or you have Seth Rollins win the title, and then go Seth Gunther, because like I honestly don't want to see Damian Priest versus Gunther.
I'm similar. Like I think it'll be a good match because I think Damian had a good match. I think he's underrated in the ring, but I agree. Like box office wise, when I read it, I'm not like, ooh, can't wait to
Yeah,
see that
yeah,
one.
that's not your it's not your typical big meaty men slapping meat type of
Yeah.
matches.
And yeah, for SummerSlam, you usually just go. I mean, I don't say you usually only go for names, but that's like the WrestleMania of the summer, which you usually go bigger name. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I could see a triple threat coming out of that,
yeah, I can see it.
especially now. One thing that I did like at the end of that, CM Punk screwed more than one person.
hmm kept the story going.
Yeah,
He kept the
yeah,
story going with him and Drew. He screwed over Seth, and we all know that has some
right.
history that still hasn't been resolved because of that injury. But he
Yeah,
also kind of screwed
screw
over
Damien.
Damien
Yeah,
and him being authentic champion. Like, hey,
yeah,
we'll take you serious. Here's another one. Well, Judgment Day wasn't, there, but he still won under a stipulation type thing.
right.
And
No, that's a good point.
so I like how that kind of happened with that one person messed it up for everybody. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's probably in a way pissed off at Punk. And let's see what happens, in the next weeks or so.
yeah, you have
yeah,
multiple stories come out of it instead of just, oh, here's the one thing. Okay,
Right.
hmm
so
yeah.
Because now
So yeah,
Seth
it's
can't
gonna
even
be.
go for the title now.
Is it Drew or can Seth can't go for it?
Seth can't.
He can't go for it if Damien still has the title,
Right.
right? Okay, I got
So
you.
that's why he was pissed off at Punk. Like, you cost me this now. I can't go after it.
I feel like you might be right on the triple threat thing, just because you could see Seth going, "Hey man, Adam Pierce, I never got pinned. Like this isn't my fault. Like I literally have proof of me getting a 3 count, and I never got pinned. You
Like,
know what I'm
we
saying?
agreed it was me and him, not me, him, and him.
Right, exactly. Like a cash in
yeah,
wasn't a part of the agreement.
yeah, because that technically changed the match, so therefore, like the agreement they had.
Yeah, like it's null and void. So I could
Yeah,
see them doing it. But if they did a triple threat, I'm all in. I would have like past it. I would be all in for Gunther, Seth Rollins match, anyways. But a
Yeah.
triple threat, I could see that. I'd be down for that. Um, but yeah, do you guys think? the Money in the Bank briefcase was wasted? Or you guys of that opinion?
No, I mean yes and no. Like it feels like it was, but also I don't really think there was a good whoever won it, there wasn't going to be a good story with it. Like I think that was kind of the best case scenario.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because basically kind of what we talked about earlier, where and
Unless you
go
would have did a
ahead.
long term thing with that briefcase, kind of like Damien did. It waited until all the way to WrestleMania.
That's why I think because they usually go opposite. They usually do long reign, then short. Long Money in the Briefcase reign, then short. You know what I mean? They usually balance it out. Um, but nah, you're right. Like they did, Damien held it all the time. Did a couple pump fakes, but I do think it was tough because you have LA Knight doesn't really need it, right? And
It
he's
would
not
have
going to
helped.
cash. It would have been cool. Like I think I thought last year LA should have won
He should
Mm.
because
have
I thought
definitely won that.
yeah I thought last year he'd have won because he was hot as ever. He could have really played off the Money in the Bank and the cash, and I'm from LA. I'm LA Knight. Blah blah blah. Now it's like Cody's the champ, so it's like okay, he's not really gonna be like running up on Cody. You know what I mean? And same with Jay. Like Jay doesn't need it, but also like he's not gonna be pulling up on maybe he pulls up on Damon Priest. I'm not sure, but a lot of
No,
people were
because
like
he's
it's
trying to get
wasted.
away from that. Because like he spent the last what year now with the
Yeah, that's
whole
true
like
with
that's
the
not
Judgment Day.
yeah like or he's trying to get away from the whole like I'm gonna go behind your back. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it to your face now.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. That is true. That's true. He's trying to win it straight up.
mhm.
Okay. Next we had the women's Money in the Bank match. We had Chelsea Green versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton versus Io versus Lyra Valkyria and versus Zoe Stark. What'd you think of this one?
Um, I really liked it. The match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Zoe died like a couple times of her
Bro,
own, and also that spot with EO.
that was nasty.
That was nasty.
Yeah.
Like that was like probably like some inches away of being really bad though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also heard almost get. I swear she probably concussed herself
Oh, for sure.
off of that
They
that whatever she tried to do on the rope. It was gonna be
bro,
good if she would have hit it.
Bro, she messed up, and I rewatched the match today. She messed up the entire part. She did the Samoa Slam on the ladder, totally missed it.
Oh yeah,
So Valkyria's arm just slapped the ladder. It was bad, and then does that where the ladder is too close to the ropes on a thing like that. Like you're not hitting that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah.
it was bad.
I think honestly, I wanted in that match to be in the Money in the Bank. I wanted Dakota to win that,
Okay.
so they can have a storyline with her and EO. Because whatever
Mm-hmm.
this EO thing is talking about, something needs to change. Something
Yeah,
could have kept that
start
story
there.
going. Because right
Yeah,
now we still don't know what's going to change.
right. That's
But
facts.
I wanted Chelsea Green to take that dub.
Mm-hmm.
I take Tiff. I honestly don't know if she's gonna have a successful cash in
Mm,
because they alluded like nobody has failed a women's cash in before.
it's true.
Why would you mention that?
Yeah.
And plus, like she already said, if Nia wants to beat Bailey, she won't go after Nia. But
I remember
also,
that.
she don't want to go against Liv because her brand is on SmackDown. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of spots that I'm surprised these women did, and kudos to them with those spots because a lot of that stuff, like it, like for real hurt. It did hurt, but it looked like they might be out for some couple weeks because of it.
Right. Right. No, it's true. Pat, what'd you think?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good match. It was what you kind of expect from a Money in the Bank match. Um, and this can be taken the wrong way by so many people. But when women are in matches like this, I always hold my breath when they do certain spots because
Mm, okay.
sometimes they're a little more prone to accidentally dropping somebody. Guys too, like either way, I'm like, oh, like somebody's gonna potentially die out here. But there was a couple spots where I was like wincing, like one of those like couldn't look,
Yeah.
like Zoe Stark. I'm pretty sure she's got 7 lives left if cats have 9 lives. She
Yeah,
got
Right.
died. She
she
died
definitely got
twice.
CTE now.
Yeah, like um, and then Chelsea going through the table. She's been in like different hardcore matches and stuff like that on the indies.
Right.
So
Yeah.
her being in it, I was like, okay, that's not a bad idea. Like she actually is gonna make some of the stuff look good.
That crowd
Uh,
wanted her to win.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Toronto, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyra, I think could have had a little bit more. I think she actually might have legit got hurt at one point because I don't think you really saw her again
Mm,
after
Yeah.
the Samoan drop. I think there was maybe
yeah.
another one other spot that she was in, and after that,
It was the Joey Stark, a little power. I don't know what that was. It wasn't a
oh
power
yeah,
bomb, but it was on the ladder.
yeah,
Yeah, on the flat ladder.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Chelsea Green hit somebody with the unpretty her. That was it, Naomi.
Yeah.
That was Naomi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that at first I thought Naomi was doing the offensive move, and then all of a sudden Chelsea goes down off the ladder, and then Naomi's like face down on the ladder. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't
I
think that's how
rewatched it
that.
today. Yeah, it looked like the ladder was about to slip, so they was like, "All right, let's just hurry up." But yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're right. It did. It wasn't like smooth.
yeah. So, but I mean, all in all, like they put on a show. The announcers damn near lost their voices
Yeah, yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Like it
They were
was
terrified
wild.
with us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
Michael Cole was like, kind of like, ooh.
yeah.
yeah. No facts.
Uh, the one thing though that like the whole time through the match was Naomi's character. Like, I need her to go on some kind of like losing streak and say, to hell with this. I'm not doing this dancing BS anymore. I don't care about feeling the glow. Like, I want to get back to winning and
mm,
be a little bit more serious because I think she could be really good with that.
mm,
I'm just like, I don't like her. Like, I need her to be up there because she's not half bad. Like, she's pretty good in the ring. Like, I'll give her that. Like, but I just when she comes out, it's dancing and it's just like all her moves involve some kind of like a dance move.
yeah,
I'm just like, yo, we're a little over the top with this. Like, let her just be a normal, like, I'm about to come whoop your ass. Like, and I'll
yeah.
be straight.
You see the diva, and you can tell she comes from the diva era,
Hmm
where like everything had to be like a show,
hmm
performative. Um, so no, I get that part. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. Like I had to stop watching after the Zoe one because I was afraid for when it was Lyra and Io, and Io was running at Lyra, and Lyra picked her up to do a over the top on the ladder, but they kind of I don't know if they shortened it, and then boom, like looked like Io hit her head on the ladder. Then when they were about to do
Oh
the
yeah.
suplex on off the ropes, looks like Lyra slipped. Thankfully, Io like held her up for the
hmm
suplex, and then they ended up doing Northern Lights on it. But I was just like, yo, this is. And I was like, no, I don't know if I can handle this. And then Zoe goes out there and just bangs the back of her head off that ladder. I was like, nah, I can't watch this. Like I'm too
Yeah.
nervous. I'm too anxious.
Yep.
But I did watch it back. It was really good. It was a lot of it was basically just a bunch of car crashes, like they were saying.
Mm.
And like Pat said earlier, like it was more story driven, right? Like we got little hints of Chelsea Green being scared of heights. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of the thing we could kind of like, sink our teeth in as far as, Chelsea finding ways to not climb the ladder but still win the match, which is pretty funny. But yeah, Chelsea's great. And I know, and like Pat said, I think some people are like, oh yeah, she's just this girl who's just funny and silly. But it's like, no, this girl's fought like men, like on the
Yeah.
like she's wrestled men on the indie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just
Like,
blood.
yeah, like her and Penta. I remember that match. Like Penta was doing all kind of wild stuff to her.
Yeah.
Like,
Said they gave her a
Like,
pile driver. Like,
yeah, like pile driver on her head on the side. I remember he did it on the side of the ring. He did all kind of stuff. So it's like, Chelsea doing some wild stuff doesn't surprise me. That makes sense. I thought the right person won, but if Chelsea would have won, I wouldn't have been mad at all.
Yeah.
Um,
because like
so
that goes with her character so well too, though. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do
For
it on
sure.
my own time. Like,
Yeah.
it
Tiffy
would have
time.
been like that. Well, not just Tiffy, but Chelsea Green.
Oh no,
Like
you're
with
right.
her
Like
whole like,
both of them would have been perfect. Yeah, you're
yeah,
Like
right.
those
like
backstage segments would have been great.
Would have been bangers.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Chelsea would have walked around like she was like the actual champion instead of just
yeah,
like with the Money in the Bank. She would have been, oh
yeah. No, she would have used that to talk to Adam Pierce and complain
yeah,
about something.
yeah,
Yeah, it would
Like
have been
talk about
comedy gold.
why is my parking lot so far back?
yeah.
Exactly. Why he parked in my parking spot. Uh, yeah, no, like facts. She would have killed it. I think. I think Tiffany's character similar is gonna fit perfectly. But no, Chelsea. The good thing about Chelsea, sometimes I think with wrestlers, sometimes they know, like sort of with the Miz, like they know whatever I give them, they're gonna make the best out of it. And sometimes that screws them in the end because they know they don't give them the big opportunity that they probably deserve. But we'll see. Chelsea will be fine. Like she'll find some new thing to make us all laugh about. But yeah. All right. In the main event, we had the Bloodline against RKO, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes. Pat, what'd you think of this one?
It wasn't awful. It wasn't the best I've seen. I put in our group chat, I was like, this should have been no stipulation from the get-go. Like the buildup of this match has been people coming from out of nowhere and just like getting beat down. Like
Yeah,
you're not gonna come beat me down a week before and then expect me to sit on the apron and wait for a tag. Nah, like it's on site. Like Kevin Owens was literally staring them down the whole time.
yeah, right.
Like as soon as the bell rang, I need to be able to grab a trash can, a kendo stick, a chair, a barbed wire, something, and just beat the shit out of somebody. Like just
Yeah.
completely like get my revenge for getting beat down a week before. Like that's, but so it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And then obviously in the end, they did the ref bump, which is awful. That referee sold it terribly.
That
That
was
was
So
so bad.
I'm glad they took him out a second time. But then they threw Buddy in the ring, and then he just automatically like, yo, oh, 1, 2, 3, bro, you just got ran over
yeah,
by a
you're out of
240
consciousness.
pound
Yeah,
Samoan. Like, ain't no way you're getting up like that.
against the steel steps of all
Yeah.
things. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So, like, I mean, if we're rating it, I'd probably give it like a 5. Um, but it did what it had to do. The title was on the line. It drove the story a little further. Um, so I would just kind of wait and see what else they throw at us.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. What'd you think?
Didn't care for it.
Okay.
Didn't really care for it. I
Felt
take
very throwaway. Felt very throwaway.
Oh, it most definitely it's just basically this is a placeholder until Roman comes back.
Yeah,
It's
I can
exactly
sort of
what
see
this
it.
is.
I can
Because
sort
what's
of
gonna
see it.
happen is Solo and Cody gonna face each other in a few weeks. Because I feel like these pay-per-views is almost every 2 weeks now.
That's right.
And Roman's gonna either come back at SummerSlam or he's gonna come back right after that.
Yeah.
Because he's coming. You don't beat up his wise man and just keep going like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gonna talk smack to him, talking about, almost like you're a disgrace to the family because you lost to Cody Rhodes.
Right.
But the match, like I
Yeah.
said, it's to me is a throwaway match. Kevin Owens got hit in the balls twice.
That was like, how do you botch a
Low blow.
low blow, bro?
Then on
Yeah.
top of that, on the second low blow, you punch
Yeah, in the head.
Tama Tonga in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not very well done.
Yeah, homie, I see why he
Yeah,
wasn't chosen to be a part of this 3 man.
bruh, this pay-per-view was money
And
in the botch.
boy, it was a lot of botches in this pay per view. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I know. I feel like Money in the Banks are definitely susceptible to that, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Um, yeah, I sort of agree. Like, we know where we're headed. We know Solo got a pin over Cody, so he's gonna use that to, maneuver into getting a title shot at SummerSlam. But yeah, I mean, Jacob Fatu looked great, but that's about it.
It was a Jacob Fatu showcase.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was,
that's all this really was.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Honest,
I
yeah.
think it would have been much better if they would have gone like no DQ or like tornado tag, like just something. Like I know
Yeah,
like it's kind of early on and you don't want to automatically go to a stipulation, but like this is
They,
one of
sh-
those times as a
they should
multi-man
have.
tag team. Yeah, just let it go.
they should have either that, yeah, something
Or like
like it
before
should
the
have,
bell, like
yeah,
Like they did before.
yeah,
right,
like
exactly. Like either way, there should have been some more chaos,
mhm.
and they didn't hit the chaos button enough. Because to me, like you said, Pat, like Kevin Owens was about that. Like the way he came in and was beating up old dude and like kept going back to beat him up more. Like that was the type of energy we needed from everybody.
Yeah,
Um, and it felt like some of the Usos was for that. Kevin was for that, but yeah, I agree. Like at first, I was like, they'll get to it, but they probably. I thought they turned it up a little more. I thought we get some just pulling out stuff that we know is illegal, but just because we don't like them, we gonna still use it type of stuff. Um, and I didn't love the finish. Just because, bro. I put this in the group chat, but like Solo, his striking, bro, is getting it's
It's soft
bad,
as
bro.
cotton.
Bro, he was punching his hand. It was clear when he's punching another dude in the head. He was trying to punch Cody in the head. He was punching his hand. He was doing the
mm,
classic, like what we used to do on our trampoline type stuff, where I
Yeah.
punch my hand, where rather than punching the temple of your head. It was just like, and then he'd do a stomp, and it'd be like plush as a pillow. Like, I was like, bro, are you like, what is on? Like, what you on, man? Like, I've seen
yeah,
you be way more physical than this.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like I and my rebuttal to that was when they brought him up. One, it was probably a little too soon. Two, he didn't really wrestle a whole lot.
Yeah,
Like I would have let him be on in on house shows, let him like whenever they were in the story, like he's the one that's fighting these guys in matches to keep that going and to keep training, keep learning. Because Jimmy didn't need it, Jay didn't need it, obviously Roman didn't need it. Like
right,
let him be the one because he's the quote unquote enforcer. All right, to
right.
get to us three, you gotta go through him. Like he let him
Yeah,
beat the dog shit out of somebody,
Yeah.
but like continue to let him grow and get those reps. Because like with anything else, you need reps. Like, I used to be a 70% free, 3-point shooter. I ain't shot a three in a minute, so now I'm probably, maybe like a 50, 60%. I'm still gonna cash it, but it's gonna take me a little longer.
all right,
You gotta keep the
all
reps up.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
they need
all
to
right.
let him be in the ring more and get his reps so his strikes look good, everything else look good. I'll tell you what looked nasty. Jacob Fatu's little run, throw my ass at you in the corner thing.
He
You
does
Oh
know,
it
like they
yeah,
better
used
than
to you,
Solo.
bro. It reminded me so much of Umaga used to do it. Umaga, when he would do it, I was like, yeah, dude's neck is broken.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, it looked vicious.
yeah. No, I agree. Everything Umaga did felt like, oh, this is the Wild Samoans level of violence. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
just violent. You
yeah,
know, and like to me, I think they just got to talk to Solo and be like, yo, like even Roman was violent. Like you can't be out here like holding back. Like you're supposed to be the
yeah,
guy, the big boss. Like you just can't. Like
yeah.
I don't know if he just I don't get it. I was just like, bro, what is? I don't know. It was very obvious that he wasn't
All I
punching
know
anybody.
is I'll pay top dollar to watch Kevin Owens and Jacob Fatu just beat the shit out of
Oh,
each other for an
Oh
hour.
that's the
man,
only
you
thing
know
I
what's
was
coming.
interested in. Yeah, that was it. Like them two going against each other is gonna be wild, bananas. Like
No stipulation, unsanctioned. Like,
yes, straight street fight. Like
yeah,
Samoan
empty
street fight.
arena. Yeah,
Yeah, they can do that shit in the on that background battleground. Like I'd watch it there. Like I don't care.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
everybody out of the way, no ref. Like just get out of the way and let these men
yeah,
just duke it out.
yeah. Have the
Um,
doctors ready because someone is not walking out
yes,
of here.
yeah. Like had the doctors on standby, had a stretcher on
Yeah,
the side. Like
yep.
you just be ready to roll because that would be them shit. They're perfect. Like build wise, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it just feels like Jacob Fatu got all the talent. You know what I mean? That little whisper in the wind, that was fire. I
Oh,
was,
Man,
that
I
if
was,
because I saw
that's
him go to the ropes. I was like, what is he doing?
yeah, he
Oh,
ran past Cody. I was like, where you going, buddy? And
yeah.
then doop doop, spinning the wind. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that was
that's when
fire.
that's I mean that's just Samoan wrapped in a nutshell. Like they're big men, they can do stuff you wouldn't
Yeah,
think.
They shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
shouldn't
like
be
that's
doing, bro.
he. How big you think Jacob Fatu is? What 260?
Bro, and that's all I was just about to say. Like, bro, for those that don't know, he's in the best shape of his life. He used to be
Best
Yeah,
like
shape. He used to be
30 pounds,
big.
no, yes, and was doing the
yeah,
same stuff.
Same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be
Yeah,
pushing 3 bills. Now he's probably 260, 265,
yeah,
Homeboy look good now. Yeah.
six
This was
four,
about
six
yeah,
like
five. Yeah,
6 months ago. That dude
yeah,
would have been
yeah.
large.
If I'm a running
yeah.
back and I see him on the other side of the line, I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
coach, run it that way.
Yeah,
Run it
bro. If
that way.
I see any someone on a football field, it's a wrap. We're audible. Other way.
Yeah.
Audible other
Like, you
side.
want me to go
Get
where?
rid.
Yeah. Like we're going if he's a D tackle, we're doing a toss. We're
Yeah.
getting out of there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Samoans don't play basketball because it's not rough enough for them. That's the only reason.
right.
Or they'd probably dominate that too. Like,
Yeah. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, they need to lean into the chaos more. Hopefully, I'm hoping maybe we get a Fatu and Kevin Owens at SummerSlam. That'd be fire. Um, but overall, what would you guys give this Money in the Bank out of 10? I'll let you go first. Would you give it out of a 10?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay, I like it. Pat, what would you go with?
I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go give it a 6.
Damn. Okay.
I think there's a lot of possibilities and stuff they could have done that they didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and honestly, the women's Money in the Bank match kind of carried the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Um, I, I'll go 7 just because I really enjoyed the women's match after got over my anxiety attack they gave me, but I thought that was really good. The Cena surprise was dope. Um, you know what I mean? There's a few different things. I thought the men's was good too. It wasn't like classic, but it was good. So I give it a 7. But yeah. All right, man. I got a quick game for us, real quick. All right. So basically, all we're gonna do is we got this game called freestyle booking. So basically, all we're gonna do is each of us are gonna pick a champion, right? So we have the men's champion. You have the two men's championships, world titles, IC, US, and then we got the two women's championships. So basically, what we're gonna do is all three of us are gonna go through and pick, like, let's say you're the booker, you're Triple H, and you need to fill these championship slots, but you have to fill it with people who are not currently champions, right? So you can't pick, I'm gonna go Damian Priest or Cody Rhodes or Bailey or you know what I mean. I'm gonna fill these spots. I didn't add tag team because we could probably do that later. Um, but right now, all you got to do is pick for your particular show that you're over, that you're a content creator on. Uh, like who would you pick to run that show? All right. So for world champ, I'll go first. World champ for my show in the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be specifically is going to be the King General Gunta. Oh, by the way, if a person picks someone in that spot, the other person can't pick that person, so that
Of course.
eliminates them from the.
Of course.
I
Yeah,
was
Of
yeah,
course.
there it
Of
is.
course. There's the
There it
catch.
is.
Hey, bro,
yeah,
get me
There
out
it
this game now.
is.
Get me out this game now. Get me
Yeah.
out
yeah,
this game
yeah,
now. No.
yeah,
Post
yeah.
advantage. Get me out this game now.
No,
So I
no,
was
no.
like,
That's
oh yeah. And I was like, yep, nope, there it
Uh,
is.
that's
I'll, I'll
normal.
go. I'll go first. I'm gonna pick all the ones that, bro. And then he's gonna tell us how bad ours are. Like, come on, bro. You can't do
No,
that, man. Nah,
those are
that's exactly
regular
what you're gonna do.
LMG. If you're really tapped in, you know that's how we do
I
drafts around
know,
here.
and I was
That's how we
Yeah.
do it.
waiting.
I was
I
waiting
know.
for it though, and I was like, oh, here it is.
I meant to mention
After
that.
you
That's my
pick
bad.
it.
I meant to
So,
mention that. Yeah, go ahead. How many championships is Gunter holding?
All
Yeah,
of
he
them.
can only hold one. He can only hold
Uh,
one.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So, for my world champion, I'll go King General Gunta. Um, Pat, I'll let you go next.
Oh,
You can pick whatever title you want to pick. You don't have to go in
okay.
order.
All right.
You might need to do that to get Brandon off of it.
Nah, my IC champion is gonna be Ilya, the dragon.
Ooh, Ilya. Okay,
Dang.
I like it. I like it. All right.
Uh,
Hell yeah, it's up to you.
I'll go to US champion. I'll pick LA Knight.
Hmm.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, for me, for US champ, actually, IC champ, I'm gonna do Yee Jay Uso.
Hmm. Oh.
Jay Uso is my IC champ. We'll go with L now.
Um, ooh, I would pick for my IC champ. Ooh, man, that's hard.
And they don't have to be. We'll leave brands out of it. So just so you don't have to be like, oh, I can't put them there because they're on a different brand as the title.
Mm, okay. I see. Dang, I still wouldn't know. Dang, this is hard. You know what? I'll say Don.
Oh, didn't see that one coming. So your IC champ, or I'm sorry,
I know Pat
your
doesn't like that, but
your IC champ, you're doing Dom.
yeah, we need a good heel.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. All right, Pat.
My US champ is gonna be El Idolo Andrade.
Ooh, he's had that title before. Had some good success. I like it. Andrade. Okay, as my oh man. Okay, as my US champ, I'm gonna go with um Brunson Reed.
Hmm.
Brunson
Okay.
Reed is my US champ. And just dropping tsunamis on dudes all day. Um, all right, Pat. Now it's your turn.
Um, my world heavyweight champ is gonna be Seth freaking Rollins.
Good pick. Can't go wrong there. Um, L. What you got? It's crazy. No
Uh,
women have been selected yet. It's kind of misogynist, but whatever.
oh, you would say that crap right before I say something, huh?
Just go ahead. You're already here. We're already there.
Because I definitely wasn't gonna say the women yet. Um, world heavyweight. Hmm. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Now, if you pick a wrestler, we can't pick them at all for a different belt, right?
Right.
Okay. I'll take Finn.
Finn as your world.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I like that. That's who I was thinking first before I went with Seth.
good old Finn, huh? Okay.
He needs to
Not
get
mad
his
at it.
redemption.
Yeah, not mad at it at all. Okay. All right. For my women's champion, do we want to do injury? Do we want to take injuries into account or no?
Mm,
Hmm. No.
Okay. So even if they have injury, I can pick them, right?
Yeah. Because they gotta
Um,
come back eventually.
yeah, sure. For my women's world champion, I mean, the best talent in the game right now, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley. Um, all right. L, what you got next?
Uh, since nobody said it for the undisputed one, I'll bring back Roman.
Ooh, good choice. You can't beat that. Good old Roman. All right, Pat, what you got?
for my women's world champion, the Queen. Woo! Charlotte Flair.
All right. Good old Charlotte. It's a good one. They're gonna come back. All right. For me, for my undisputed, I will go with hmm, undisputed is tougher just because I don't want to go with the regular. For my undisputed championship, I will go with. Damn, I was about to pick somebody. Somebody already picked. I will go with. Yeesh, Randy Orton.
Oh, I got a little bit of a bailout. I think you took the easy route there, Willis.
No, there's a way easier route, but
Took the easy route.
um, okay. Um, Pat, what do you got on this one?
My women's WWE champ, Dakota Kai.
Ew, I don't know about that one.
Hmm. No, that's a good one. If you think about it, she's been the leader of Damage Control since they kicked Bailey out.
Dakota. Okay. Pat, Dakota. I think you ever don't you have a crush on Dakota?
Yes.
Uh,
It's that
that'll do
Australian, the Australian,
it.
that
That'll do
accent, bro. That accent make you want to go down under.
it. Just
To the country, to the country.
stop it.
Yeah, you had a
You're
long pause
nasty.
between that, didn't you?
Yeah, stop. All right, El, what you got?
For my what would be the women's uh do they call
The
that the world
WWE.
heavyweight one? The one on
No,
Raw?
it's just the women's world. They don't have
The
the
Yes,
women's
the
heavyweight title.
women's
world?
world.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because they're not gonna put no weight on that.
yeah.
Um Bianca.
Hmm.
Okay. Great pick.
Hmm. There's a couple better names still out there, but
Stop it.
I fucked up. I didn't realize. I completely messed up. There's a. Ah,
Yeah, yeah. We know
I
why you
thought,
didn't pick
yeah, I was wondering if
No,
you
no, no,
just
no, 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 no. There's somebody
her.
else. I did.
We definitely know. Um,
Uh,
okay, for my women's world champion, I will go
you picked
with.
Rhea Ripley already.
Or I'm sorry, my WWE
Okay.
women's champion. Um, I will go with. I'm gonna go on a limb here. Tiffany Stratton. Great pick. I know.
Mm-mm.
I know. Game changer, really.
Uh,
Game changer. Okay. Pat, what do you got on this one?
I think this is my last one, right? The WWE Undisputed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you pick for? Oh, you picked Dakota. That's right. Yeah. Undisputed.
Uh, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
almost said that for him.
Wow. That's gonna kill the ratings.
I already see what I tell you, El. He's gonna have the first pick all these good people, and then be like, "No, y'all are bad. Y'all are bad,
A
bruh."
clean sweep.
Mine's solid all the way around.
Solid picks, man. Solid picks.
I
All
should
right,
pick another one instead of Dakota.
I'm
you
trying to think
shouldn't.
if I can even say this one because we don't know if she's coming back, quote unquote.
Oh,
Becky.
Yeah,
Becky
that's who I should have picked.
is your WWE?
Yeah, for the women's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who I should have picked. I think she will.
She's definitely coming back.
She's coming back.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Good job, guys. For the world championship, we have Pat has Seth Rollins. I have Gunther, and L has Finn Balor. The undisputed, L took Roman Reigns. I took Randy Orton. Pat took AJ Styles. IC championship, Pat took Ilya. I took Jey Uso, and L took Dom. For the U.S. title, L took LA Knight. Pat, you took Andrade, El Idolo, and I took Brunson Reed. For the women's title, for the women's world championship, I took Rhea Ripley. Pat, you took Charlotte. L took Bianca. For the WWE Women's Championship, Pat took Dakota Kai. L took Becky Lynch, and I took Tiffany Stratton. Pretty good show. I think you know, pretty good picks overall. I'll give you that, Pat. Good job, man.
Get off me! Don't pander me. I knew you were setting everybody up. I'm
In
not
other
playing your
words,
games anymore.
Pat gave the good old college try.
My picks are solid. My picks are solid.
I mean, I think we know out of me and you, Pat, who's a better booker before
Stop.
this, but I think this is
Stop.
clear.
Stop. Not a chance. You literally just said if somebody picks someone, you can't pick them again. You won't think I would have had Gunther as a champion too? Come on now.
I definitely would have had him as something.
Yeah, come on now. You can't
I mean,
do the
that's an
whole you
overall
can't
pick.
pick them. Nah, you can't do the whole or you can't pick them after they've been picked and then try to say who a better booker is. Like, bruh, with what I had to work with, my show would be probably better than yours.
That's not true. It's definitely not
100%.
true. You have Dakota Kai as a
100%.
champ.
100%. I didn't say how long she was going to be a champ. She's a champ. I didn't say what kind of champ.
Sure.
She's running damage control. A lot of interference happens. You know, just like Roman Reigns and his whole entire run.
I missed
So,
on EO, but I want to give Tiffany Stratton a chance.
yeah, you can't tell anybody anything. You pick Tiffany Stratton.
She's dope. She's fire.
She could barely talk to Trish Stratus.
What are you talking about?
Trish Stratus made her look bad on the mic, and Trish can't talk.
First of all, she's had great matches.
After she won
week after week. Money in the Bank. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not just
But all right,
not just a
folks.
thing about in the ring. It's a whole. We've talked about this in other podcast episodes. It's not just the in ring. It's as a whole character work. The WER.
She's the most over person in that thing, other than Chelsea. So I think she's doing okay.
Nah.
But all right, L, Pat, appreciate you. We'll definitely see you guys soon. Definitely check out our wrestler efficiency rating episode. It's definitely a good time. We definitely broke down Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and gave them our WER scores. And yeah, it was definitely a lot of debate there. So if you're interested in the debates we have, me and Pat talk about John Cena, you'll definitely want to check out that episode. As Spencer was with us, and it definitely we dig in the weeds. If you're a wrestling nerd, well, I would say lock in. So that's definitely where we talk about everything. But yeah, until next time, folks, we out. Yeah.